Hello and welcome to Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. I'm Caitlin Rhiannon. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I'm going to be using tarot cards and oracle cards to get an idea of the energy for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021, and how we can best navigate throughout or within those energies. I'm going to be pulling 2 cards for every sign of the Western Zodiac. You can apply these to any of your placements in your chart. This doesn't just have to apply to your sun sign. The first card that I pull will be from the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, and this will give us our prediction for the week, what we're supposed to be moving into. And the second deck that I use will be the Moonology Oracle cards, and this will give us some advice on how to navigate throughout the energy that we are moving into. At the very end, I will also be pulling a Universal Manifestation card just to give us something to focus our energy toward for the coming week. So if you choose to skip ahead to the cards that are pulled for your sign or your signs, there are timestamps in the description. Make sure you're also jumping to the very end to get a little bit of that extra goodness in your life for this week. Now, since it is Pisces season still, let's go ahead and get started with our lovely Pisces. Pisces, so this one counts for myself as well. Your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021 is Temperance reversed. So there's some imbalance within yourself, your spiritual self, your emotional self, probably your mental self too, over this coming week. You're having a hard time figuring out who you are and how that person translates to the person that you are becoming and the person that you are putting forward into the world right now. So you're feeling a little bit disconnected from these inner energies versus your outer energies. You're probably having a hard time trusting yourself because of this. You're not really sure what is going on between your head and your heart and your gut, especially over this next week. There is just this feeling of being imbalanced and untethered and disconnected from your own sense of intuition. It doesn't mean that your intuition isn't still sending you messages, but this inner disconnect, this lack of trust and the inability to, or the struggle with trusting yourself, makes it a lot harder to fully listen to and understand what your intuition is trying to tell you right now. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the New Moon in Taurus card, this is more of a reassuring energy, just to keep driving forward rather than anything else. Keep taking the steps towards where you want to go, because if you don't, you won't ever get there. Even if you're feeling imbalanced and disconnected right now, this is almost definitely not permanent. This isn't something that you can expect to last forever. So try to just keep your nose to the grindstone, keep doing the work, and pay attention to what comfort you have in your life right now. Look at the little things that are going well, because those are probably going to start snowballing in a good way, helping to counterbalance what might be, snowballing in a bad way right now. Aries, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021. Is the Ace of Pentacles. This is going to be a really good week for planting seeds, long-term growth. Now, this is not moving towards immediate rewards. What you are working on over this next week is probably not something that's going to have instant gratification for you, Aries, but it is going to pay off in huge ways, especially the further down your path you continue to move. The Ace of Pentacles is just this intensely positive, grounding energy that allows you to connect with the world around you, to connect with reality and the potential for manifestation. So you're starting to make things happen. That doesn't always mean that things are going to happen right away or even exactly the way that you want them to, Aries, but they're happening. You are starting to see movement. This is the beginning of those gears starting to turn. It isn't instant. It isn't smooth and fluid right away. Pentacles are the slowest suit. So this is going to take time to grow into what you really want it to be. But this is an excellent week for laying those foundations. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the Supermoon card. And the supermoon is about just intensity in all directions. This is, the tagline on the card says emotions are running high. So you're kind of being advised to feel your feelings, but don't make decisions based on them. What you are feeling right now, these emotional energies are a lot more tumultuous, a lot more fluid, and will change a lot more frequently than the earthy pentacle energies. So maybe don't make emotional decisions on your long-term goals right now. Do make sure that everything lines up, and if it sends your feelings and these heightened feelings into, spirals of happiness and excitement, then that's probably for the best. But if there is something that you're doing and the emotions that are heightened are dread or depression or unhappiness or resentment, those may not be the seeds that you really want to plant long term. So pay attention to your feelings, but don't necessarily let them make your decisions for you. Taurus, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021, is the Knight of Swords. A lot of movement this week, and especially movement of thought, movement in your mind, communication, expressing what is going on in your head and getting it out so that it's no longer stewing and steeping and making you sick or dragging you down or making you confused. There is so much clarity over this next week, and it really allows you this speedy movement forward, getting out of any stuck situations. The Knight of Swords allows you to clear away any blockages that are stopping you from achieving your goals. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to take you straight to them, but you're cutting down the barriers. You're cutting down the wall of thorns that is blocking the path from the castle, so you can approach the castle. You've cleared this next level. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the New Moon in Leo card. And you're really being asked to connect to your confidence, your sense of self, your own inner courage, and your belief in who you are and what you can do and your own skills. Have faith in yourself, Taurus. You have got this. You've got it and a half. Like, the New Moon in Leo energy just fills you up with this almost cockiness, honestly, but use it, because other people will see this confidence, and even if you don't 100% believe that you are worthy or deserving of getting where you're heading, or that you can do it, other people will see this confidence shining out through you, and they will get you there anyways. And then as soon as you're there, you basically have to believe in yourself because you've already made it. So the first step may be faking it a little bit until you can make it. Gemini, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021, is the Six of Swords reversed. There's a little bit of a struggle this next week when it comes to moving forward, when it comes to getting past things or moving past or getting over things. You're sitting with your thoughts and your feelings more this week, and rather than running from them or towards anything else, you're just staying with them. That doesn't mean that you're doing anything with them. Now, this would be a really good time to be processing and addressing and healing so that you can move forward. But the risk with the reversed Six of Swords is that you're just letting yourself stay there. You're not facing the feelings necessarily, you're just kind of letting them happen. And you're having a hard time with expressing what is going on with you. You probably don't want other people to know that you are feeling not 100%. You're not feeling very proud of yourself over this next week, Gemini. Either because you're not where you feel like you should be right now, or because you're being met with old feelings that you haven't been able to fully release. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the New Moon in Aquarius. And you're being asked to love yourself, Gemini. I know that can be hard, especially when you are dealing with these feelings and thinking about your feelings especially. But the New Moon in Aquarius card really asks that you pull yourself out of your head and at least somewhere towards your heart. You don't have to go all the way into your heart right now, but pull your heart up to meet your head and meet halfway. Put some effort in over this next week to connecting to those feelings in a non-judgmental and compassionate way. Be kind to yourself right now. Treat yourself with the love and kindness that you might feel like you're not getting from the other people that you want it from. Over this next week, it might be up to you to love yourself in order to heal these feelings, release them, and move forward. Cancer, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021, is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So you're probably having a little bit of a hard time this week seeing your own growth, seeing the manifestation and the movement that you have made over the last however long you've been working on moving forward. You're not feeling like you are where you should be, Cancer. You are feeling like things just aren't happening, and there's a restlessness with this reversal, an impatience and feeling like, well, nothing is working, so better just pick up and take off and go somewhere else and maybe something will work there. There's almost a risk here of giving up on something and just letting things fall apart because you feel like, well, it's going to happen anyway, so why bother trying? So there's this reversal of the Knight of Pentacles is weighing pretty heavy on you right now. And your feelings of manifestation and success, you're really questioning those. And again, like I said, feeling like you're not where you should be right now. That isn't necessarily true. Should is a very heavy word, and it isn't always a helpful one when it comes to, the timelines for our goals and our own growth. Should is not need to. Should is not a hard and fast red line. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the South Node. And you are being asked to move forward, not to give up, but to move forward from your own past expectations of yourself. The South Node represents the past life and life's debts and who we used to be. This is not something that we want to be moving into. So if you are finding yourself, especially over this next week, repeating patterns, and if these patterns have to do with giving up and running away when things get hard, then this is a sign to stay where you are. If you have been sitting around waiting and waiting and waiting and doing the work and changing things up and trying new things and nothing is working, then this South Node card may be for you saying, try something new, like brand new, like get on a new path and stop doing what isn't working. But for the most part, this is asking that you don't run away, but you run forward. Leo, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021, is the Hanged Man reversed. This brings some sudden movement back into your life over this next week. Feelings that have been disconnected are suddenly reconnecting. People who you have been disconnected or isolated from are starting to find ways back into your life. And if you have been feeling suspended or stuck, unable to move, a lot of that is coming to an end over this next week. This reversal basically starts to undo the effects of the Hanged Man card upright, which is suspension and slowed movement and feeling very out of control, like you're kind of just an outsider looking in. A lot of that is coming to an end over this next week. So you're being given a little bit more direct control over your life and what you are doing with it and within it. And you're connecting more to the people around you again. Now, this probably starts off a little bit tentative, especially on your end, but other people are probably going to really want to connect with you. So make sure that you are being really firm with your boundaries and rationing your energy this week, Leo. The oracle card that comes along with this is the Full Moon in Sagittarius card. And with this card, you're being asked to pay attention. Look at everything. Don't just focus on what is right in front of you or what you are doing right now. Try to pay attention to everything going on around you, all of the people who are interacting with you right now. Pay attention to what's going on in their lives and actually listen to what is being said to you. Don't just half listen and nod your head and catch what matters, because there are little pieces of information, of help, that you probably won't notice unless you are actively paying specific attention. So keep your focus open over this next week and watch and learn and listen and process everything that is going on around you before you make any big decisions. Virgo, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021, is the Five of Pentacles reversed. This is a good reversal. This is one of my favorite reversals in a tarot deck, probably, because it means that you're getting the help that you need. It means that some of your limitations and barriers, not necessarily boundaries, but limitations, have been lowered, allowing you to reach out and get the resources that you need to move yourself forward. This often means leaning on other people for support and allowing yourself to do that. That can be a lot of work, Virgo. That can be a huge act of swallowing your own pride and doing, what needs to be done, even when that means saying, hey, I need help. I need someone to lean on. I need some advice. Can you help me with this? There's this sense of allowing somebody else in and letting people know that, maybe things aren't perfect right now. That just takes this whole weight off of your chest, because there are people in your life who, maybe perfect is unreasonable or, impractical. But there are people in your life who want it to be better than bad. So if things aren't great for you right now, Virgo, there are all of these people who will help you as soon as you ask. And luckily, it looks like you're allowing yourself to do that. The oracle card that comes along with this is the Disseminating Moon. And it goes very well with the Five of Pentacles reversed, because you're being asked to relax. Take a break. Just breathe. Just let things go. You don't need to hold on to everything all the time. There are some things that you can release for good right now, and there are some things that you can put down for now and pick up again when you have the resources, whether that is money, time, energy, whatever, to get it dealt with. Not everything needs to be done all at once. So give yourself a few minutes a day to just relax and breathe and let yourself be. You don't have to do anything when you are being. Sometimes you just need to be. Libra, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021, is Justice, which resonates with Libra energy. So you're coming into your own a little bit over this next week, connecting to those energies of balance and justice, doing what is right, what needs to get done, not necessarily what is fun or instantly, gratifying. But you're doing the necessary work, Libra, and you are connecting more not only to that inner Libra energy of balance and duty and responsibility and partnership, but you're connecting to your own integrity a little bit more strongly right now. And there's this sense of confidence and almost a layer of pride in knowing that you are doing what is best for you and for everyone else around you. You are really allowing yourself to do the work that is in everyone's highest good. The oracle card that comes along with this is the New Moon in Aquarius. So as you are doing the work that needs to get done, there is this little reminder to do it with compassion. There's a lot of mental energy, both in Libra and in the Justice card. There's this sense of logic and reason and limitations, boundaries. There are rules that need to be followed. But the New Moon in Aquarius card reminds you to, yes, follow the rules, but do so with love. Do so with kindness and compassion and an open heart. You can have these boundaries and some limitations or structures while still maintaining a sense of warmth. So do what needs to get done and move towards everyone's highest good, but make sure that other people know that you are moving in their highest good by adding just a little touch of warmth to whatever it is that you're doing. Scorpio, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021 is the Five of Pentacles reversed. This is a really positive reversal as far as I am usually concerned. The Five of Pentacles, when it reverses, it moves you out of limitation. It moves you out of despair and suffering for no good reason. You are moving forward over this next week into a little bit more comfort or stability out of or through the challenges that you have been dealing with for however long you've been dealing with them, Scorpio. This doesn't mean that they're all ending, but there is definitely a sense of relief lifting up off of your shoulders and settling somewhere else where you don't have to worry about it. The reversed Five of Pentacles often comes with a sense of asking for help or allowing yourself to swallow your pride enough to lean on somebody and let somebody help you, let somebody do something for you. So if you are struggling with any of those prideful feelings, you're definitely being guided towards setting those aside so that you can get the help that you need in order to be able to help yourself more in the future. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the full moon in Pisces. And as you are getting this help, there is advice to make sure that you're maintaining a healthy balance between your emotional self, your spiritual self, and your mental self. You're being helped. You have people in your corner, but there's still things that you need to do for yourself over this next week. And the full moon in Pisces card wants you to try and figure out some plans. Don't just dream. Don't just let somebody help you and then sit around and wait for things to change. If you lean so much on this person that you end up not standing on your own, they're not helping you anymore. They're doing the work for you, and that does not help you to help yourself in the future. So make sure that you are setting things up or setting plans in motion at the very least, allowing yourself to plan for the future so that when you can stand on your own without the help that you need right now, that you don't need to rely on anybody anymore. Sagittarius, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021, is the Four of Swords. This is a really restful week for you. The Four of Swords allows you to take a half a step or a full step or a few steps back away from other people and focus on yourself. Just give yourself space to be you and room to breathe and not do anything. You're not forcing anything over this next week. If anything, you are just letting things happen, but there's no real expectation for anything to happen right now, and that is kind of nice for you. There's the sense of not needing to push anything or see anything into motion. You can just let things be, and because of that, over this next week, you have more room and more time and more space to let yourself just be, because you have these lessened expectations of the world around you. It's like there are less expectations on you as well. And there's a little bit of relaxation that can come with this. This is a good week for you to be recharging your energies and getting the rest and regeneration that you need. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the blue moon. And this one can say that it's a little bit hard to do this resting for you. You want to be so active. You want to keep driving yourself forward. You want to find your solutions and make them happen and set things in motion. And the blue moon is like, yeah, but rest is possible. It's almost like you're having a hard time believing that either you deserve it or that it is even a thing that can happen. Maybe you are so used to being in motion that you have a hard time believing that being inert can bring any sort of positive anything. But the blue moon card says, Just once in a while. Just every now and then, once in a blue moon, give yourself time to rest. Capricorn, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021, is the Eight of Swords. This is a stressful one. This one is very much being caught and trapped in your own mind, your own mental patterns, finding yourself falling down into maybe some unhealthy or unhappy thought patterns. It's like, it's the grooves, the pathways that you have already worked in your mind. Even if they don't take you somewhere happy, if you've walked them enough times, you fall into them out of habit. So that's probably something of what's happening over this next week for you, Capricorn. You're feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit trapped in thought, and it's hard for you to get yourself back out of your head right now. There is this sense of dread, of worry, of not knowing where things are going and feeling like things aren't going anywhere, and this sudden worry of, what if things aren't going anywhere, and what if they're not taking me where I want to go, and you're second guessing yourself even with the bad things. So over this next week, there is a lot of mental activity that makes it hard to navigate and hard to find any sort of forward motion. Even if you are moving forward, it's really hard to recognize it because you're not seeing this clearly. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the Waxing Crescent Moon card, and you're being asked to trust, to believe, to connect to your goals and your ideals and your dreams and your hopes, and figure out what it is that you need to make those happen while still believing that it is possible. That's the really important thing here, is to believe that things are possible. Not everything has to be bad. And especially when you're feeling so stuck in this unhappy or unhealthy mental energy. I was going to say movement, but there's not a lot of that. Mental movement, no other movement. But if you're finding yourself running in unhappy circles in your mind, that is your cue to catch yourself and think about something good and actually convince yourself to believe that it can happen. This is not foolish. And even if it's foolish, sometimes it's good to be a fool, because that means that you don't have any preconceived notions misleading you in any particular direction. So just trust, try to have faith, try to believe in the goodness and believe in yourself. Aquarius, your tarot card for the week of March 14th to 20th, 2021, is the Three of Cups. Feeling good this week. This is the celebration card, just having all of these good feelings and so much that they are spilling over and you feel the need to share them with other people. This is joy, just simple happiness. You are connecting to the goodness in your life, to the things that make you happy, to the things that you have that are fulfilling, to the opportunities that are ahead that aren't even necessarily happening yet, but there's potential. So you're finding all of these little areas that could bring happiness, that could have some positive energy, and you're attaching yourself to them and letting that happiness just fuel you over this next week. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the Full Moon in Aquarius card, which is just connecting to who you are in your deepest depths and on the surface. The tagline on the card says, show the world the real you. And that's really what you're being asked to do this week, is just connect to who you are and let the world have it. You are experiencing joy and emotional, not necessarily emotional fulfillment, but the tricklings of that, those first little tastes of fulfillment, so you know what it's like, so you know what you need to do in order to find the deeper, more permanent fulfillment and what it will feel like when you start to approach that. And as you do this, you're really being asked to let the world see how this impacts you, because this is your most honest self right now, Aquarius. You are being true to yourself. You are letting other people see who you are, and this should not be limited right now to just the people closest to you. Let everyone see who you are and what you have to offer, and maybe share your joy with the world. At the end of my readings, I like to pull a card from my favorite manifestation, motivation, affirmation deck, the Super Attractor. So I have pulled a card for everyone who joins me for this reading, just to give us an idea of what to carry within ourselves, how to focus our energy, how to focus on our own manifestation over this next week. So the card that I have pulled for us, for the collective, says, "When I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire." When I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. So to me, my interpretation of this card is that if I can connect to the gratitude, the feelings of, yes, this is good, this is right, this is what I want, with what I already have, with what is already working, then I can feel good along the way to getting what I want. If I can be happy about having what I already have, then I'm a lot less miserable about trudging towards what I don't have yet. You know? So there's this sense of just, gratitude is the most important thing here. It's the acceptance of the goodness and the awareness of the blessings, even if it's just, I have a roof over my head. I ate today. I'm breathing. I am alive. If I can be grateful about any of those things, it makes the journey towards getting what I want and approaching my goals a whole lot more enjoyable. Now, manifestation messages, affirmations can be a little bit personal. So what this says to me might not be exactly what it is to you. And if that is the case, I would really love to know your interpretation of the card in the comments below if you're comfortable sharing that. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I hope that the readings in this video have been resonant and that they can provide a helpful, relevant compass to offer insight, clarity, guidance, whatever it is that you need to navigate throughout the coming week. Please like the video if it resonated with you, and let me know in the comments what you thought of the cards that were pulled for your sign or your signs, what you thought of the Super Attractor at the very end, and what you'd like to see in the future. I have a grounding meditation out so far, and I've got some more meditations to come. But let me know what you want to see, and I will try to make sure that I can make that happen. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I upload weekly and monthly forecasts like this, and like I mentioned, I've got a meditation and some more to come. So make sure that you're subscribed so that you can be a part of this journey with me. I will make sure to put a link to my Facebook page in the description as well. If you follow me on Hedgewitch Hearthcraft on Facebook, then I post a daily card over there that you can get a little bit of insight on for every day. And that's the best way to ever get in touch with me if you want to book a reading of your own. Anyway, thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope you have a fantastic week. Be good to yourself.